My name is Emily Rimland. I am the Kalin Librarian for Learning Innovations at Penn State University Libraries. And my fellowship project is working with digital badges. So specifically, librarians are really interested in information literacy skills. And that's the idea that students can find, evaluate, cite information correctly and effectively. So we're interested in using the digital badges to deepen students' information literacy skills. And so that's how we're exploring that and using those for digital badges.
Great. And then it's broken up into two series of questions. I have a handful of questions on your project, the badges, and then we'll just get into some generic fellows program kind of questions. So the first question is, what's success look like for this project? So ideally, when the project's over, how will students be kind of interacting with this 2 or 3 years from now?
I think success looks like the students using the badges, whether it would be great for them to just discover them on their own and just want to do it, want to learn more, that sort of thing. I imagine we'll have some of that, but then also adoption by course instructors who say, this is an important skill, I need my students to have it. Maybe they don't have time to teach it in class, or they don't have the knowledge, or just think that the badge is a good way to deliver that information, so they're having their students complete the badges along with their course. So that would be what success would look like in a couple of years. And I think with the fellowship, we'll have a lot more information out there. We'll have better badges for instructors to use. We'll have a gateway to the badges. It's going to help facilitate the adoption of the badges.
Mm-hmm. So it got me thinking, general education's going through the whole revitalization, or however you want to phrase it. Do these play a role there, do you think? Specifically the badges that your project are about? I
think I've heard, I'm involved with the general education on one of those subcommittees, and they have talked a lot about prior learning assessment and students being able to incorporate skills from different places, or badges have been mentioned already. So I think I'm really optimistic about that it's even part of the conversation. A lot needs to happen before they actually enter the detailed discussions. And then I really hope that information literacy, like our specific information literacy badges, could be part of that, because information literacy is going to be part of general education, but the library here doesn't offer, or students aren't required to have like an information literacy course as part of their gen ed. It's supposed to be integrated, with the rest of the curriculum, but I think the badges would be a great way to deliver the information literacy skills that are part of general education. So I really hope so.
Seems like a key skill that they have to get somewhere,
yes.
or else they're not going to be very successful, when they get out of here.
Definitely.
And I saw in the Chronicle yesterday, the federal government is now starting the pilot programs that will provide financial aid for students not enrolled in kind of credit-based programs. Mm-hmm. So now theoretically, if badges do start to proliferate and be adopted, it seems like the government's saying we are entertaining the idea of providing aid for people that want to put together a series of badges and things like that. So that might open up even more.
Yeah, I didn't see that higher ed article, but I've read that about the government being interested in not just like seat time, traditional credit-bearing courses, giving credit for other things. So I agree that it opens the door for badges and some other things. So
yeah, credit hour is just such a weird thing in this day and age.
Yes, there's got to be other ways.
Yeah, well, Kyle Peck always, one of his presentations essentially says that this was created, in 1902 or 1903 as a way to measure almost retirement time for an instructor. So it was all based on, how do you measure the amount of time a teacher spent teaching, so that you can kind of reward them and track them over time and help them figure out when is the right retirement age, all this other kind of stuff.
Completely backwards.
Yeah, now it's the foundation of, everything we do, which is very, very strange. So outside of this project, what are some other ideas you're exploring or thinking about in terms of badges, and how the library might leverage badges in other scenarios?
So outside of this specific project, we're looking at possibly badging our open house, which is a big event we had every year. It's for resident students, where they come learn about the physical layout of the library and learn that we're friendly people and we have lots of great things. A really successful event. We've done it for 11 years, but we're possibly looking at badges to supplement that, or if a student can't make the actual event, maybe they transfer or something like that, they could do the badge instead. And then also as a way for World Campus students to have a similar, it's not going to be the same because it's not in person, but some type of equivalent to the open house. So we're definitely interested in, like I said, badging the open house. Kind of something similar with the tours. We do a ton of tours through the building, especially with the Knowledge Commons opening this last 2 years ago. So possibly using a badge to certify that a student has done the tour. That way they don't have to do it multiple times for a class, or could kind of relate to the open house idea as well. So those are 2 use cases we're looking at outside of the badge set that we currently offer.
Yeah, the World Campus thing is interesting, especially with the growth projections, is how do you get those students engaged with the physical space here in University Park? So.
Yeah, and we've had so many World Campus staff tell us that, like, the World Campus students come here for graduation, and they finally, some of them have never been here before, they finally see the campus, and they're just astounded at the scale of campus, including the library, and so to give them some kind of experience where they can get a sense of, like, how great this campus and university are would be really nice. So if we can do that a little bit through a badge, I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.